We're about to go through all the fastest routes for the expert tracks, and that's really what this video is about, the routes. I kept my movement tech pretty basic in this video, so take these routes, learn them, and run through them your own way. Any of the trickier bits or more advanced stuff I'll explain later and dive a little deeper when I believe it's needed. And there will be some timestamps for you to jump around and find which map you're looking for. These routes are all based on the world record for each map, so enjoy. Honestly, Anaconda doesn't really have a lot of different routes that you can take. There are some shortcuts, but they're usually not worth it, especially in ranked. Mainly this map just comes down to taking clean lines and not hitting stuff. Let me just go ahead and say that this is so much harder than it looks. If you want to do that trick, make sure that you fly low because the tree will kill you. Alright, my movement got a little scuffed here, but I'm pretty sure you got a good idea of how it's supposed to work. Okay, so for this, just to make it a little bit more consistent, whenever the front of my car is lined up, sort of, with the guardrail, that's when I like to do it. You just go ahead and side flip, and that's all you have to do. For those of you that don't know, if you want to keep holding your drift like this after you jump, all you have to do is just keep holding the drift button, and you'll keep your drift. So there's actually two ways to do this part. You can jump through this little window, but in ranked, I find it kind of risky because everybody keeps bumping you. So usually I just drift around to the side and catch a little extra boost at the same time. Okay, so what you're about to see is going to be pretty confusing, so let's watch through it one time and then I'll explain what the heck happens. So what's going on here is you're going to want to drift on the ceiling, and then whichever way you're drifting, once you get off of the ceiling, you're going to want to flip the other way, and it's actually going to slingshot you and give you a hidden speed boost. And after you do your dodge, you're actually going to want to hold drift throughout this whole thing, so that way it makes your landing a little bit easier, and you can land into a drift and go ahead and start drifting and get that speed boost. Obviously, drifting around these hazards perfectly is the optimal way to do this, but this map's hard, bro. Leave me alone. I don't show it here on the first lap, but on the second and third laps, make sure that you're boosting across this gap, because this gap is really slow. There's actually another boost pad here below my car after this tunnel that you can get if you want to be crazy, but in ranked it's pretty hard to get. So I usually just don't go for it. That's up to you. I flipped down here, but you can also go to the boost pads on the right and then drift back down here, and I think they're about the same speed. So I like to give it a little hop just so that way the game's geometry doesn't mess me up. And there's also a boost pad on the ceiling there you can go for. But I always find it turns my car around backwards and it's hard to hit and it's really inconsistent. So I usually also don't go for that in rank, but you can.